And gentlemen, good morning and happy Sunday, week 14, fantasy playoff eve. Once again, this is the Sunday morning wake up show with your boy Will. And as you can see, my it's just bright. like everything about the sun is like bright. Maybe I should have just turned on the light instead. But with my boy Mike, who's not doing the Unabomber shades this time, which was still clean on him. So how you feeling right now, man?
I'm feeling good, man. Yeah, it's a wonderful Sunday morning. It's super bright here too. So I don't know. It's just there's just brightness going on everywhere. We're all getting attacked by it, but no, I feel good. Ready to tell these people about what they should and shouldn't do today, and see if we're wrong or right.
And it's probably be a shame. We're talking about how nice our weather is, and we got Manny over in Michigan, with like I don't know, probably like 2 degrees outside or something right now. But it's okay.
That's his fault. That's his fault.
It,
He knows
it's
at any moment, he could move to the West Coast and be living this beautiful life just like us. So that's on him, Manny. I'm
and
sorry.
I mean, yeah. I mean, nice house, but like nice little man cave that you got there. But it's not about that. You can build man caves anywhere in this country, including over here in the West. Case in point, come through the West. So right now, week 14. This is the last week for anyone to get a push. So we got to do our best, man. As far as getting some kind of suggestions or what to do and what not to do this week. So let's go ahead and actually just knock out who we know is already out for this week. For on the New Orleans side, you got Taysom Hill, who's the gadget guy. Rashid Shaheed, who was like a fringe, like kind of like, I think, I'm not sure if it was comparing it to another player, but like someone said that, or he's kind of similar to a Deshaun Jackson, where he's gonna be where he can make the big plays, but it's not like on his weekly repertoire. So to a point, like Shaheed's not really that big of a deal. Taysom Hill is just a little bit. Christian Watson, who I spelled it wrong and I don't care. Christian Watson is going to be out. Is going to be out today. And as we talked about on the show yesterday, Isaiah Pacheco is going to be out this weekend against the Bills, which should be a very fun and interesting game. Um, and expected in, since there were some players that people had questions about. Derek Carr is expected to play. Zach Charbonnet, Kenneth Walker, those two were announced yesterday that they're going to be in. Travis Etienne is going to be playing. Joe Flacco, who, if you really need a quarterback at this point in the game, then sheesh. Amari Cooper, expected to play. Noah Brown, Mike's boy, is going to be playing today. Kenneth Walker is going to be playing today, and so is Chris Olave. So with Derek Carr and Chris Olave playing or expected to play this week, it should be a little bit fun and on that personal game. Um, so the usual question I ask you: is there anyone that stands out, that you're either excited that they're playing, or that you're kind of sad that they're not playing, or anything that comes to mind with that list?
Okay. As an owner who lost my boy from I'm forgetting his name. He ain't played in so long. And I'm just playing. But as an owner who lost Joe Burrow, I'm a little sad that Christian Watson isn't playing because it seemed like a connection was kind of forming between Jordan Love and Christian Watson. So
Right.
that's kind of a letdown for me. And I know the Packers are trying to make a push to get in the playoffs. I think right now they're the fifth best team in the NFC according to the standings, according to the rankings. So
Right.
that one hurts a little bit. But I do like the other options. I mean, you have that Wicks. I can't remember his first name, but Wicks, really good
Oh
wide
yeah,
receiver.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
really good wide receiver for Green Bay. He might not be out there on your waiver wire, but if he is, that's somebody that you could invest in and go pick up. Um, I'm kind of not excited to see Derek Carr play. That's kind of a weird one to throw out there, but I don't know. I wanted to see Jameis fired up. I've seen enough of Derek this year, and it's crazy because I liked him with the Raiders. I really did, but
Right.
just for some reason he doesn't seem to fit in this offense, and he's not giving the ball to Chris Olave like he needs to. Like Olave isn't producing like we thought he would produce. When Jameis is in there, the one or two times Jameis was in there, he was actually getting the ball to Chris Olave. So for all the Olave owners, I think we'd rather see Winston play than Carr, but unfortunately Carr will be playing. Um, and then besides that, I think it's kind of cool to get Kenneth Walker back. Zach Charbonnet was doing really good. Was doing decent. I shouldn't say really
Decent.
good.
Right.
He's doing decent with with Walker sidelined, but I think Walker's a more dynamic back, and I think Walker is probably somebody who people invested in drafts And since we're getting close to the playoffs, this is the last week before the playoffs.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure those people are gonna want Kenneth Walker back. So those are the ones I'm excited about.
I'm actually waiting on an official word um well, they play tomorrow, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But Aaron Jones, being a true game time decision. Nothing's been official yet since once again they play tomorrow. They don't play today. But like it's going to be really awkward as far as if Aaron Jones decides just not to play at all this weekend. Um, Especially if people rely on Aaron Jones for running back. So hopefully you did prior to all that. So hopefully you did pick up somebody in as an alternative. There's not really too much to go around right now as far as who to pick up, but just checking if there's anyone else that I might have missed out on. And it looks like officially looks like Trevor Lawrence, who had the injury on the last from the last game on Monday night. Was it a Monday night? Yeah, it was. He got hurt late in the fourth quarter, but it looks like in this case that he is actually going to be playing today.
Okay.
Which one was the one that got injured? Also, was it Christian Kirk in that game? Do you remember?
You know what? I'm not sure. I can't lie. I didn't watch that game. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It was actually a fun. It was actually a fun game. It was a blew the like it was 36-33. That was fun.
No, yeah, it was a really good game from what I understand. Like say just the whole Jake Browning, Trevor Lawrence. I kind of made plans to do something else that night. I didn't expect it to really be a good game.
And that's
but
fine.
I missed a good one.
I understand that.
Yeah, I missed a good one.
Oh no, totally understandable. I mean, who expected that game to be fire anyway?
Right.
So actually, let's do a little filler here because I'm actually interested in your opinion. Just looking up Twitter, and someone asked this as a question. So they said, fill in the blank. Jordan Love is a top blank quarterback in the NFL.
I believe that Jordan Love's the top. It's tough because I really like him, but I don't want to get too far.
Too overhyped. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to get too hyped. So I'm gonna say top 15. I'm gonna say Jordan Love's a top 15, and I think that's me giving him enough credit because he's still proving himself. We're still filling out the whole Jordan Love thing. We've seen points in the season where he didn't look that great. We're seeing a time in the season now where it seems like he's starting to figure things out. So I'm going to say that with a caveat. I do believe that he can be better than that. But right now, I think I'm being pretty fair to say top 15.
You know,
I think
what you said was actually a good point with just in general with a multitude of players that you have on in fantasy in general like that. It's going to take time for certain players to get it right. Like it took time for Jordan. Once again, Jordan Love started out fantastic, 6 touchdowns, 2 games. Then he had a little bit of a downer for the next couple of games from there. But as you can see right now, they're starting to get in a little bit of a groove. Just some players are good to actually wait for as far as getting a little bit better. That's kind of and I think a lot of people actually expected that more with because a lot of people expected, let's say, a Jahmyr Gibbs to actually like go off like immediately, especially with where they drafted him. But of course, he was more than he was more so of a very expensive handcuff at the 3rd round. But like if patient enough, it will eventually get there. And he did get his couple of games, but now they're back to a 50-50, but still he still got enough to be satisfied, I guess you could say, or to satisfy some of the people, but I know that people want more out of him. So yeah. So my answer to that, because I'm thinking top 15 too, but I'm thinking like if I were to say like if I were to go down one more notch and say top 10, who's the 10 people or who are the 9 other quarterbacks that are better than him? So like of course so let's say Lamar, Jalen, Mahomes, Josh Allen. I'm going to say Justin Herbert, CJ Stroud. as much as I bash him, I want to say Brock Purdy. I'm not sure if he's
Okay.
I'm sure he's top 10, but he's pretty close too. I'm pretty sure there's a couple I'm missing.
Dak Prescott. Don't throw him in there.
Dak Prescott. Who was it? Justin. Did I say Justin Fields?
You didn't say Justin Fields.
Just Justin Fields-ish. I'll say Justin Fields-ish. That's 9. That's already 9. So does Jordan Love deserve to be in that 10 spot?
It depends on if you think that Justin Love is. I mean, not Justin. Yeah, it depends on if you think that Jordan Love is better than. I know it's Justin Love. I'm kind of trying to mix and match the guys. It depends on if you feel like Love is better than Lawrence, because I don't think you mentioned Lawrence.
I didn't mention Lawrence.
And it depends on if you feel like Love is better than. Was he better than Kyler Murray? I mean, I know Kyler was hurt, but he's back now. So I don't think he's better than Kyler.
Tua.
Tua's another good one.
So knock him out of the top 10. There you go.
Yeah, he can't be in the top 10. He can't be in the top 10.
He can't be top 10, but he's damn close. Like,
so do you think he's better than Trevor Lawrence?
This is a cop out because I know we're talking about this year. So this year, no. Next year, maybe.
Okay.
Trevor Lawrence or yeah,
I mean,
that's
I'm not a big Lawrence. I'm not a big Lawrence guy, but I do respect that he has ability. Like, you know, like he's a quality quarterback. It's just there's something I don't know. So I can understand if somebody were to say, you know what, I think he might be a little better, or like you were to say, I think he'll be better in the future. I could definitely see that. I like Jordan Love a lot. I really do.
Yeah, and we're saying this with the caveat of Joe Burrow being out. Yes. And for the rest of the year, and him just starting the year horribly, honestly. But well, in fairness, he never should have played in the beginning of the season if it was going to cost them that much. So now they're practically on that borderline of possibly not even making the playoffs at all. But yeah, so Jordan Love is close. he's in the 12, 15 for sure. It looks like, but 12 is just about nearly where he should be, which is actually an interesting thought. So I thought that was fun. But let's go ahead and actually break down. Let's go ahead and do wins and losses. Who's winning? Who's losing? Looks like there's no questions here so far. So let's go ahead and actually break down who do we think is going to win. And we're going to start off with the podcast's favorite team, Falcons or Tampa Bay.
I'm going to go with Tampa Bay. We'll go with Tampa Bay. I think Mike Evans continues his elite level of play. And I think they win that game.
I'm not sure how they're going to do it, but I'm going to say Atlanta.
Okay.
I don't know how, but they're going to do it. But both teams suck. But like, but I think the motivation for Atlanta to keep the number one spot in the NFC South, which is not saying much, is going to be their expectation and their motivation for this week. Chicago. I'm going to say the home teams first so that you know. Chicago, Detroit.
I would love to say Chicago, but I just can't. I know we have a lot of fans in Chicago. Will used to live in Chicago, so big ups to everyone in Chicago.
Hey.
But, hey, man, I got to go with Detroit on this one. Unfortunately, just too much firepower. And Chicago, they're still trying to figure things out. So, Detroit.
Real quick, for anyone else looking into it, Tyler Higbee for the Rams out for today. So that being said, I'm on the same boat. It's going to be a fun game. I think it's going to be an interesting game. Justin Fields and DJ Moore is going to get their points. Have no idea what's going to happen in the running game, especially with Khalil Herbert back. But Detroit too strong. They're way too strong. They'll mess it up a little bit on the defense, but I still think that Detroit wins it this week. Cincinnati, Indianapolis.
Ooh. I'm going to take Cincinnati. If Browning can come out and play like he played last week, I don't see any reason why they can't beat Indianapolis, even though the Colts have been sneaky good, just like Manny predicted. So big ups to Manny. But I kind of like Cincinnati, so I'm going to lean that way.
We talked about the main problem with Cincinnati being just their quarterback and nothing else. Like if Burrow was more well healthy, then this will be a no brainer. But like this is less of a no brainer. But I'm still gonna pick Cincinnati. It's gonna be a high scoring game. Should be fun to actually watch. Cleveland, Jacksonville.
Give me Cleveland in an ugly win, man. I think their defense stifles Jacksonville. I don't think they score a lot of points, but I think that they find a way to win it ugly. I'll even give you a prediction. Let me say something like maybe 16, 13, 17, 14, something like that. But I think Cleveland finds a way to win ugly at home.
Manny is saying that you sound like a model right now.
Hey, I try.
Keep it clean. Keep it clean. I'm gonna go with this week. I'm gonna go. Jacksonville. I'm
Okay.
saying Jacksonville, but it's not pretty. Just like you said, it's gonna be ugly if Cleveland wins. It's gonna be the same way. It's gonna be ugly if Jacksonville finds a way to try to win. So, Mr. Smooth, clean model, Rico Suave ass dude. Um, New Orleans, and this should be a no brainer. New Orleans, Carolina.
No,
Should.
I'm gonna switch it up for whatever reason. I'm gonna go Carolina
Of
because
course.
they gotta beat somebody else before the year's over. So why not? Give me the Panthers. And Bryce Young is gonna slice and dice and probably not, but I don't know. They're gonna win somehow.
Probably not.
Big day from Chuba Hubbard,
Chuba
perhaps.
Hubbard's gonna have a big game. Yes. I don't know. Am I beating myself up continuously going into the well of the Saints this year? And like I'm scared of even saying the Saints because like they've been finding ways to lose. They've been the AFC. They're the NFC version of the Chargers. They just find a way to actually end up losing each game when they should be winning it. But it's the Panthers I just can't believe in. So I'm gonna go New Orleans. But I like
Going
I like
back
the switch
again.
up though. Shout out to that switch up though. I'm loving that switch up. The Jets versus Houston.
Zach Wilson's playing again, right?
Zach Wilson's playing again.
Doesn't matter. Houston. We'll go with the Texans on this one.
See, I'm gonna switch it up this time.
Mm.
I'm gonna go with the Jets this time. Um, Jets can. The only way that the Jets are going to win is if the Texans score less than 10 points. That is the only way. Look this up before. The highest point total that the Jets had over the past 5 or 6 games is 13 points. That's gross. So like it's not so unless there's gonna be some type of magic, unless there's gonna be some type of magic through Zach Wilson as far as being able to score more. Then I can understand the Houston thing. Like that defense, I think this defense is still stout enough to beat up CJ Stroud for the week. That's just a thought. But yeah, so the Jets win with their kicker, 3 field goals. It's gonna be like 9-6. That's gonna be my prediction.
I'm not
Well,
mad at you. I mean, they have a really good defense, really, really good defense, and that's why I was playing around with this Zach Wilson. I mean, I don't believe in the guy. That was more
I
just for
I kind of don't.
comedic
I
relief, right?
don't.
But no, the Jets have a really, really strong defense, so you never really know. I mean, they could keep it in. I mean, they could keep them in the game, and yeah, I mean, I could see it going that way.
And Houston doesn't play outside in the cold that often. So like weather
No.
doesn't matter. So
Mhm.
so we'll see about that. So speaking of Baltimore against the Rams.
Baltimore gets the Rams. Sorry to disappoint all my fellow people in LA, all my neighbors, 60 miles west. Well, yeah, west from where I'm at. But
Yeah.
I gotta go with Baltimore. I gotta go with Baltimore on this one. I said in the beginning of the year, I think I picked Baltimore or at least Lamar Jackson win the MVP. I'm not sure that's gonna happen, but I had a lot of faith in Baltimore. I think they're one of the better teams in the league, probably a top 5, maybe even top 3 team in the league. So yeah, I think Baltimore handles their business against the Rams. But the Rams have been playing better as of late.
Right.
Just a shout out to the Rams. They have been playing better. It wouldn't surprise me to see them sneak maybe into that last playoff position in the NFC. But they're not going to win today, I don't believe.
I'm still picking my pick for the AFC champions, the Baltimore Ravens. I'm gonna pick them. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game on this one, and I do agree that it's going to be high because of the fact the Rams are actually have been playing better. So they have been getting a little bit better, but I'm still very questionable about the defense on their side. Like I said, Aaron Donald. Outside of that, who else is there? So not saying it's going to be a good running game for them, or it's going to be the greatest running game for the Ravens, but I still like what I see this week for the Ravens. So, looks like Odell's playing. I didn't hear anything about him not playing, but 2 touchdowns for Odell Beckham. There's my flex for the week. See what happens.
Hey, let's go. Somebody, one of my leagues just picked him up, and I'm like, Odell. But maybe they see what you see, so that's dope.
Hey, not mad at it. Raiders, Las Vegas versus Minnesota.
All right.
Actually, real quick, one quick shout out. I got to do this because they're my squad and they just played here last night. Shout out to the Lakers for winning the in-season tournament this last night against the high scoring Pacers. So
hey, let's go, man.
All right,
that whole in-season tournament thing was kind of like weird to me. It was hard for me to it's hard for me to really follow it. Probably because I'm just too locked into fantasy and everything else right now. But that's dope. I'm glad you guys got the first one, the inaugural championship.
Got to get something, and I think LeBron just really wanted to win it just for that reason, just so that he could say, "Hey, I was the first one." So maybe down the road it could be called the LeBron tournament or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, something else he can add in his GOAT.
Exactly.
I got this in season. He ain't got that.
You ain't got this.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. But yeah, I'm gonna take Minnesota on that game. I just don't believe in Vegas, and I love Vegas. I love the city. I actually am not even a Raider hater. Like,
right.
I have a lot of friends who are Raider fans, and I actually hope that the Raiders do well. I really do. But I just think Minnesota's a little too strong, and I think the Raiders might be packing it in. I think they might be packing it in and just kind of getting ready for next year. So we'll see.
I'm kind of going to go the same route. I think that it's going to be fun to see how Josh Dobbs and Justin Jefferson link up for the first time in the season, and the Raiders rushing defense is horrible. So don't really. I would like to see an Alexander Madison game today, but I don't think it's gonna be too emphasized. That I think they want to get the connection between Dobbs and Jefferson a little bit more acquainted, especially for a playoff run. So, but then again, Raiders still do have a chance to get into the playoffs as well. So it'll be a close one, but I'll still go Minnesota for that game. I'm gonna skip 2 of them because of course it's gonna be our squad, so we'll save those for last. In the meanwhile, we're gonna talk shit about Mike Lou's team, Kansas City or Buffalo. What do you got?
It's in Kansas City, right? You said the first team.
First team at home.
Sorry, Mike. Give me Kansas City. Something's wrong with Buffalo, and I don't know what it is. But they just don't look like the team we expected them to be. And I feel Kansas City, coming off the loss against the Packers, they're going to be hungry. And they're at home, and they're going to get the calls. So not to say it's going to be a referee type of game, but I just think that they're going to be really hard to beat at home. And I don't know if I believe that Josh Allen won't turn the ball over, which I think is what the game will probably come down to.
Right.
So it pains me to say because I would, me, I don't like to put the homies down, but Mike Lou, I'm going to have to go with Kansas City on this one and pick the Chiefs.
As much crap as I talked about yesterday, as far as my bold prediction for the rest of the year, saying that the Bills have to win at least 2 games to be considered to be back in the playoff hunt with their loss, I'm actually going to say this is one of the games. So I'm gonna go Buffalo this week. Kansas defense, it has been getting better, but it went from terrible to below average. It's like went from an F to like a D plus, like to me. And Buffalo's coming out of their bye week. They're going to be very hungry. James Cook, at least I'm hoping, James Cook is going to have a game this week against them, and I think that the Bills find a way to get it together so that they can fresh off the bye week. So they're gonna find a way to get things back together. And if James Cook's not going to have that game, then it's going to be of course Stephon Diggs. Manny's putting predictions up. Actually, I want your opinion on him. He's picking the Monday night game, Packers and the Giants. He's picking Packers money line. So Packers to win. He's saying Texans to win, and he is saying the Saints to win. So I'm glad that he at least said the Saints, because I agree with him on the Saints.
He's going money line on all three of those.
Yeah.
Okay. Money line Manny.
Money. I love it. Let's go. That's his name next season. If he ever shows his face on this show again on the Sunday show, the name that like we have like right here, it has to be Money Line Manny. There's no other name will be accepted. I'll take him off the cast that day if it's not there. Anyway, moving on. I was about to say San Diego Chargers, but we're just used to that, man. We're old.
We are.
All right, so LA Chargers versus Denver Broncos.
All right. One quick thing on that. Yeah, it's so hard to not say San Diego, and it's so hard to not say the Redskins. I'm sorry. I mean, this is 30 years of my life. I've been accustomed to saying those things.
Exactly.
And now I have to say Commanders and LA Chargers. So give us some leeway on that.
Some leeway,
but but back to repeat the question again. So am I on my tangent for
that? I mean that's what they do. Chargers rant. Chargers and I'm trying to do it without looking at it. Denver. Chargers and Denver.
Chargers and Denver. Let me go with I'm gonna go with Denver. I'm gonna go with Denver because I feel like they're the better coach team. And I feel like they have the better defense. So I'm gonna go with Denver to win that game, but I do think it's gonna be really close. Can go either way. But give me Denver and Sean Payton because I just really don't believe in Brandon Staley. I think they need to get rid of that guy. But that's another discussion for another day.
No, I mean we could somewhat discuss it now because I'm not a fan of Staley right now. Like I told you, Staley or that Chargers team, general question: Do you believe with this season? Do you believe that Justin Herbert may be overrated?
No, I don't, because we've seen for a couple years that he's really an elite quarterback. I just feel like he's in a system that doesn't always bring out the best in the quarterbacks that play in it. It's the same system that Dak Prescott was in last year when he threw 20-something interceptions. I mean, there was also because he was hurt. But Kellen Moore's system just, while it's flashy and while they put points on the board, it doesn't always put the quarterback in the most successful position. So I think Justin Herbert is still him. I just think that it's tough to say. He's having a down year. He's having a down by his standards because he's still doing pretty good. A lot of quarterbacks would still like to have the stats that he has.
Very much.
But I think the whole him being better or being like in that top tier of quarterbacks, I think that conversation is maybe over. I think he's in that next group.
Right. So he's still like we talked about him being a top 10 in fantasy. So he's still there. But as far as real life, as far as trying to close out games and things like that, I'll have to agree with that. But as far as this game, I don't know why this is hard for me. Broncos, forget it.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, Russ is hate to keep on saying the line, but Russ is actually cooking this time, like a little bit better than what he has been. We talked about how he had better numerical stats as far as touchdowns and less interceptions at a time, more than Patrick Mahomes, or better than Patrick Mahomes, and yet like Patrick Mahomes of course is an MVP candidate. So Um, let's keep it moving with the Broncos. Why not? Let's get the Broncos a win and make that close. Okay, so we'll go to the Monday night games. Like I said, we're gonna do ours last. Monday night games. Um, Manny's Green. Actually, they're not the home team. The New York Giants. Your pops, New York Giants.
Hmm.
Manny's squad in Green Bay. Who do you got?
I have Green Bay. New York is they're done. They might be the worst team in the league. I don't know. I just know that. Yeah, I mean, besides Saquon, they don't really have much else. Unfortunately, Brian Dable went from being the coach of the year last year to I don't even know if they're going to keep the guy around after this year.
Mhm.
It just sucks because I know they had high hopes coming into the season. I, for one, never really knew why. I didn't see on paper that they had the pieces that would take them to the next level. But I
Mhm.
guess they did have the Darren Waller, and they were excited about Saquon and stuff like that. So just an unfortunate year, but I think Green Bay wins by at least 10 points.
I'm gonna shout out and just say Dable is that dude. Like his offensive mind is solid, but like if the actual players that you have on the team doesn't help you out, then there's absolutely no way that you can't what is that harsh saying? You can't polish a turd. Like
Yep.
you can't make that team a diamond with the pieces that they have right there. I mean, but hey, shout out for Danny Dimes getting his money though. Well,
Yeah, I mean, like you're
Saquon
saying,
didn't.
it's hard to play chess when you have nothing but pawns, man. And
Exactly. Yeah, it's Saquon's going to be moving is going to be moving somewhere next year,
oh yeah,
and he's going to shine. So let the man shine. But that being said, Manny's never heard the polish a turd reference before.
no, it must be a West Coast thing.
Yeah, you never play and play chess with only pawns. It's the line is yeah, he's saying play chess with no pawns. No, with only pawns.
Yeah, with only pawns. I think
Yeah,
that's what I said. It's what I meant to say at least. But
we're, we're,
yeah,
we're gonna say we're gonna say you said that.
yeah, that just came off the
I
dome
can
though.
edit that and make it seem like you said
That's
that.
yeah,
Uh,
that's off the dome. That's that hip hop mind, man. Just freestyle.
um, but yeah, so let's go with that. So I gotta go Green Bay on that. But I will give credit to DeVito though.
Oh yeah, I like that kid.
He's fine, but like
Mhm.
the rest of his team isn't. So Miami, I should just say that and just keep going. Miami, but they have to play a team, so that team's going to be Tennessee. Will Levis led
Yeah, Miami wins that game. I don't think
Miami, no
yeah.
question. I don't even know why we talked about it.
You know how we feel about Tennessee. We already said it last week. I mean, I don't
He talked about it.
Miami.
It's Ryan Tannehill. It's just Tannehill.
It's his fault.
Look at
It's his fault.
look at that. There's three things we don't like
When they when
as,
they
as
had
a,
a
as a collective.
Yeah, when they had Steve McNair way back in the day, I thought they were
Exactly.
great. I thought they were great, but
Yeah.
those days are done. And yeah, I'm not a Tannehill guy, but I mean, Levis is better than Tannehill. I'm already going to give him that, and that's crazy because he shouldn't be. I mean, Tannehill probably is better,
Yeah.
but I'm just tired of Tannehill, so I'm going to say Levis is already better. I'd rather see him. But with that being said, man, nah, Miami's going to probably destroy them. But I hope it's a good game.
It's insane to think that the Titans were like 2 yards short from winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
When they played against the Rams, I was rooting for McNair in that game, bro. Like I wanted him to win that so much, and like to lose it by 2 yards. It was a good defensive stop though for the Rams though. So
Mhm.
shout out to the Rams when they were in St. Louis uh, for winning that one specifically. All right, so let's go ahead and get to it. Um, 49ers. Thank God they're at home. 49ers versus Seattle.
I'd say the 49ers are going to win this game. I would have picked them anyway, but I would have liked to have seen how the game would have gone if Gino would have played because Gino's not playing, right?
They haven't said it officially, but they're leaning towards the option of him not playing.
Yeah, they're kind of leaning towards him not playing. So I would have liked to have seen what if he could follow up on their performance that he had against Dallas because I mean we beat Seattle, but he played really really good. He was dropping dimes to Metcalf, and I mean, he was making quick decisions out there. He was getting through his progressions, getting through his reads really quickly. So I was thinking, has Gino elevated and does he now finally feel comfortable in this system, or was this just a fluke? So it'd have been nice to see what he could have done, how they would have performed today. But even if Gino would have been playing, I still would have taken the 49ers. I just think they're a complete team, really tough to beat. And I don't see Seattle being able to match up with them. The game might be close. I could see it possibly being close because it's a division game, and division games can go either way. But I think the 49ers are a little too strong right now for Seattle.
It's at home, and
Yeah.
and home is so important. But I feel that there's. I mean, I'll give Seattle credit from last week, against your guys, but keeping it close or whatnot. But like, we can see that they can light it up. Seattle's probably going to have motivation to at least try to win, but I think it just legitimately boils down to the fact that they just I don't think this is their week this week. Even just like you said, even if Gino does play, everyone else is in, but Gino. It seems like, and I got it has to be 49ers for me for this week. And they'll looks like they'll lock up the division more than ever with this win, as long as they do that. Um, and of course, I hate Manny as always. He knows it, and you can't see this. You can't see this on the chat. He wanted to know how old we were when the Rams won that Super Bowl. So that was okay. So that was 2000.
Oh,
So they went in 2000, and and of course me and him are the same age, Manny. But anyway, we were
relax.
20, we were 2020.
In 2000? No.
No 2000, no, was it 2000? Actually, no.
We were like
No,
16,
no, we
17.
were in high school. Yeah,
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 we were like 16 or 17.
yeah, we were like 16, yeah, 16, 17. Because now I remember Nelly had us. Nelly wrote about it on his second album.
Yeah.
Rams won the Super Bowl. Bought myself a ring. So Nelly could do that back then because he had that money back then. So
Now Nelly was that dude back then. People don't know.
like we were. It was so gross seeing. It was so gross seeing people talk like Nelly in school. Like, hey,
If
it's
you had
such,
the Band-Aid, people used to
yeah,
rock that
with the
Band-Aid.
Band-Aid. They were like, they're like, hey, it's such and such here. No, they're not her. No, don't do that. Stop. Just no.
Right.
But hey, must be the money. He got that. So shout out to him. And the main event. I'm gonna call it the main event because
Mm.
not only is it the Sunday night game, not only is it a Sunday night game, but it's the highest. It's the highest score. It's the highest scoring uh odds for this week, and that's them boys, Dallas and Philadelphia.
Man, I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know why. I don't know why I asked what I love, but I still love to hear your output about it.
Got you. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm a little scared about this one, only because there's a lot of things on the line. Like we haven't lost a home game in like 14 games, so we have that on the line. And I also don't like the way that they got destroyed last week. Like I know Philly, and I know the fact that they got their ass whooped like that. That's gonna make them upset, and
Right.
they're gonna come in today ready to prove that that was not the true Philadelphia team. So they're always hyped up to play us, but they're going to be even more hyped up to play us because they got destroyed last week. So, with that being said, I think this game can go either way.
Yes.
I know I've said that a couple times today, but
Mhm.
it is what it is. It could go either way. But I do like the Cowboys winning the game in a close game. It'll probably be a nail biter. I think that we just end up getting one or two turnovers because we didn't get any in that first game. I know Jalen had fumbled and the ball bounced like right
Right.
back to him. So I
Right.
think maybe we get one of those fortuitous kind of opportunities and the ball bounces our way this time. And I think the way Dak's playing on the elite level, with the way that our defense can create turnovers and force turnovers, and with Philly's secondary not being the greatest, I can see Dallas winning a close game at home. Um, and that's probably what we're favored by 3.5 because I think Vegas sees it the same way, close game at home. So give me Dallas, close game at home.
Yeah, Vegas does see it at three, like three and a half. you guys, you guys. So that was Philly was one of the teams you guys lost to, correct?
Mm-hmm.
The first time, okay. And that was because of and we talked about it that night, I believe, and it was because of home field advantage. Home field advantage is freaking everything, and it's not but at the same time, it's not every day that you see. Wait, did Philly win last week? Did they even play?
Philly, they lost to you guys,
huh?
They lost to y'all.
Oh yeah, they got destroyed. But,
He knew that.
I'm glad you caught on to that. But yeah, well, 5 minutes for
See, man, that's why it's real on Sundays, man.
It's family. All right, 5 minutes, I promise. But yeah, it's not every day that there's one hand where it's not every day that you see Philly lose twice in a row. It hasn't happened in a minute, and it's kind of hard to imagine. But on the other hand, we're still talking about the fact that and I always believed it, like I talked about with our predictions for the divisions this year. There's still something there about Dallas, and Dallas can finish Dallas can finish off strong, and I kind of see that's what's going to happen. So that being said, and because of the fact that I don't want Farrah to yell at me, I'm just gonna flat out say Cowboys is gonna be winning this game. No questions asked, and she'll have to excuse me one more time because I still gotta do the next up parlay, and that won't take long. I won't do any explanations.
You're good, man.
Love you, Farrah. I know it's Sunday breakfast. Get your Sunday with the fam. I get it. So let's make this quick because I always go based on at least three that I'm personally betting. So first one is going to be take the over 44 for the Colts and the Bengals. Bengals are Browning showed that he does have the ability to actually play and actually score pretty highly. And the Colts defense just sucks. So that's a quick explanation of that. Second one, I talked about the Bills winning, so I'm actually gonna keep writing that. So Bills right now I got them at +1. Bills +1 versus the Chiefs. So simply they're gonna win. And the third one, okay, Saints and Panthers, the under. They were at last time I had them was at 39.5. It's just the fact that the Panthers cannot score. They it's rare for them to score more than 15 points. Actually, they've only scored more than 15 points 2 times this year, and because of that, like even so therefore, if the Saints can score at least 20, and even if they do score, if the Saints score 20 and Saints scored 20 and the Panthers score 17, that would still be a cover because I believe they're at 39 and a half. So Mike Lou just hopped in. We're about done because Farrah's about to yell at me. But
yeah, man, I don't want to get beat up, Mike.
Yeah, real quick. No, Mike Lou just came in. Just said I came in right on time. Bills winning. I just said that, but he probably didn't listen to the show yesterday, so he probably doesn't know what I really said. But anyway, that being said, that's gonna be our show for today. We gotta get going. Mike's gotta do the family thing, and I just gotta do the irresponsible single guy stuff. So that being said, it's your boy Will. You guys have a good day. Fantasy playoff eve should be a really fun one. Shut up, Manny. He said that we're AARP old. He can go to hell. You guys take care, and we'll see you on the show this week on the first week of the fantasy playoffs. You guys take care. Peace,
guys.